Hello everyone, it's your boy once again here at the Sin Ascension. Hope everyone is doing fine. Today we're going to do a general reading for the collective. Check the gauge energy, see what comes out. You know, keep in mind that it's a timeless reading. Whenever you get it, the message is for you. And always remember to take what resonates. As this is a general reading, not everything will. Take what resonates and leave that which doesn't. Alright. So, spirit guides and ancestors guide. What we have? What is the energy of the collective? What is the energy of the collective? Energy of the collective. What is the energy of the collective? The Fool reverse. So it's telling me, pretty much telling me that you feel like you're stuck right now. That's what I'm catching. Is you feeling like you're stuck right now. You want to take a leap in a direction, but you're feeling like you can't. For some reason, like something's blocking you. That's how you feeling right now. Alright, so what's the challenge? Challenge is the Queen of Wands. I say that your challenge is you've been allowing your emotions to rule you, and that you've been making decisions based off of your emotions. That things have not been going right, and you haven't been able to move forward in direction. On matters that on which you've been desiring to. And because of that, you've been allowing it to rule your emotions. You've been making decisions based off of those emotions, and this is your challenge. So what is below? Collective. What is below? Nine of Pentacles. Alright, so it could be a completion of an area, something tangible. What's below you? If it's below you, and I say right here, you may have been having like money problems or money issues or something of that nature, you know, and it's below you now, which means, and it's a 9, so it means it's a completion of that cycle. All right, so what's behind? King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. That's behind you. You see how the king, he's holding on to the pinnacle, and he got that treasure chest by his feet. He's looking down at it. You know what I'm saying? So for some reason it's reminding me of the Four of Pentacles, the way he's holding on to it. So I would say that through this you may have ran into some financial issues, and with it right here, you're penny pinching. You're not going out and really spending like that. You're counting your quarters right now because it's that time to do so. Alright, so what's crowning the collective? Crowning the collective. Ace of Pentacles reverse. So what's crowning you is a new beginning, a new opportunity. Maybe a business opportunity, but it's reversed, so as it's crowning you, it means it's there, but it's still not there, if you understand what I'm saying. Like it's almost like it's crowning you. That's what's in your head. This is what consumes your thoughts. This is what's on your mind or whatnot. But you're not quite there for whatever reason. What's before them? The Eight of Wands. All right. What I'm catching here, because that's usually like my like messages pick up or whatnot. So what I'm catching is like messages are declining. What's before you, that messages are coming into you. That's what I'm seeing here. Yep, messages are starting to come into you. You know, good news and stuff like that starting to come into you. This is why I'm reading this card right now. This entire reading is off on what the cards usually mean, to me right now. But you got to read that spirit dictates to you. So I'm catching that, messages and the news and stuff like that is coming towards you. Things are gonna start coming towards you. If you look in the card, they got like the what's it called? They got the birds or whatnot. All right. See, like if it was right here, the wands would be lifting up, and I got the birds right there. But right here, it's like it's falling down, like falling towards means you're attracted. May have been doing some spiritual work and been doing manifestation or whatnot. And that was whenever I pulled that card. Was my first thought was needing to do spiritual work, energy work, doing meditation and focus on chakra healing. That's what I was catching. You know what I'm saying? And right here, all right. Now notice, I said it's like if you have been doing this, or if you do start doing this, what's gonna happen is the things which you've been calling or desiring from your heart. See, it all depends, because the universe works off of vibration. So if it's something that you desperately want, what happens? You end up repelling it. If it's something you really, 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 really want, and you allow it to consume you, like to the point in your heart and to consume you, you end up repelling it. And what we have to do is we have to go back to that spiritual center within. And we got to learn to be satisfied no matter what situation we may find ourselves in. And when the moment we do that and we shift our reality, we start attracting the things we were once repelling. We start attracting that good news. We start attracting that new relationship, or we start attracting that new business opportunity, the new the new way of means of income or whatnot. You start attracting these things to you. All right. So how does collector see this situation? Three of Pentacles, like you're working. Yeah. You see yourself as if you're working on it. And see her, I'm looking at her and she's painting the sunflowers which reference of the sun, which is reference of bright times and whatnot. And it's the flower which also represents the blooming of a new blossom, like the blooming of something new, something beautiful. Something beautiful is on the horizon. It's the Three of Pentacles, so it's something you're working on, work towards. And what I was gonna say is, like, the way that universe works, if you sit back and pay attention, you start practicing like meditation and the law of attraction and things of that nature, and you start attracting things to you, you'll see that the way that the universe works is a work of art. It's beautiful. You start seeing the synchronicities everywhere and see how things just fall in line seemingly out of nowhere. And things happen for you and to you which are unexplainable in the natural realm, but in the spiritual realm, you know that all things are possible and that you called it to you, that you attracted it to you. All right. So how does that everyone else view the collective? How does everyone else view the collective spirits? Everyone else view it? All right, and if you as a hermit, you done cut out a lot of bullshit. You done stop entertaining a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I curse, or I do curse. I'm sorry if y'all get offended by that. That's just that's just me. But you're cutting out all the foolishness, everything that was causing the darkness and all around you was bringing you down. You went back into that wise in self within, because spirit within, that spirit soul, our true nature, our true being is older than the universe. It's the same spirit which created everything. And keep in mind, time is linear. We only measure time because we're stuck in a space-time continuum, but spirit is not. Spirit is living in the past, present, future, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, everywhere at all times. All is one within. So this is you doing that work, the spirit doing that work, getting in tune with the spiritual center and bringing that light to the dark spot, of your life. being that light in the dark spot of your life. That's how people see you. You done cut out a lot of foolishness, and you're tending to your needs. You know, that's one thing about an older person. They don't get caught up in what the next person got going on. They just busy living their own life, appreciating what they got going on. They appreciative, grateful for their family members that come still check up on them. You know what I'm saying? And lift their heart up and being able to see their grandkids and stuff like that. Whenever people get older, that's whenever they find out and discover that it's the simple things and the simple pleasures in life which really mean something, which really matter, and which really go a long way. So what I'm gathering is that other people are perceiving you as if you're taking these steps. So what is the action advice for the collective? What is the action advice for the collective? Five of Wands. All right. Yeah. Creating. That's how I'm catching this right here. Like, all right, what I mean by creating, all right, creating new opportunities or creating a new game plan, sitting back and right now, really sitting down and creating a vision board. And with the vision board, like, you wanted to make a vision board that's so inspiring that every time you look at this vision board, it strikes emotion in your heart. Why do I want to do that? Because keep in mind that this whole entire universe works off of vibrations. So if you have a vision board or this game plan, and every time you look at it, it excites you, or it fills you with like anticipation, or it gives you like a sense of joy, or like a satisfaction knowing like, yeah, that's gonna be mine, or yeah, that's mine. Because that's one thing about a spirit, is it claiming the present tense. And law of attraction and affirmations, always speak it in the present tense. Because when you speak it, things are gonna line up for it, or what you're doing is saying that yes, it will eventually. But if my stars are aligned, I'm walking my path, I'm walking my purpose, or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever affirmation like you're guided to say, I am healthy, wealthy, and abundant, and you speak it in the present tense. And especially if you're doing your spiritual work and you're working on that third eye sight, because that's our projector. That's our receiver, where we receive from spirit, or from the shades of the dead, or from or telepathy and all that, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience. All this is registered through the pineal gland. That's the receptive center. But also with manifestation, that's when you project. You project from where? From that same spot, that pineal gland. All right, and that's what I'm catching with the Five of Wands, is creating. Off of this deck, because if you look at it, it reminds me of a pinnacle, and the pinnacle is all five elements, and they have the reference of the one which is not seen, which is the element of the ether or spirit, and that's whenever you taking all of the elements of the earth and spirit and create and putting it together, and that's when you create your own reality. Law of manifestation. And what's the final outcome? Whoa. All right. Well, we're gonna read this one first. The Judgment. 20, the Judgment. So making hard calls, making the hard decisions. You know what I'm saying? And ending things like that don't no longer serve you. Cutting that out. All right. And death. All right. Now people see death and be like, oh no. So your final outcome, judgment and death. It doesn't mean that you're about to be judged by the angels and that you're about to die. I mean, it can. You know what I'm saying? But, like, generally, that's not what it means. So, with judgment, like, like the judgment call, the universe judging things in your favor, especially if you've been doing the work and stuff's been being put off or whatnot. But you started doing the work and you started attracting to you. You know what I'm saying? Well, the spirit, God's ancestors, the universe, God, this Holy Spirit, whatever, the angels, whatever you want to call it, they're all sitting back and paying attention to the work that you do, and always know that you will always be rewarded for those hard steps, the hard decisions that you made, and the universe is going to cause that judgment in your favor. You know what I'm talking about? And what's going to happen? Death. A complete transfer of energy. You know, that's what death is anyway. It's not people. You know, when we die, yeah, we might die to this 3D plane, but we are spirit soul. Spirit soul is energy. We either one, go back to source, two, come back in reincarnation, or we go to another type of existence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, while we're alive, you know, the Buddha said that mankind lives many lives. And it was talking about like the one individual, at least I forgot exactly word for word how he said it, but it was like the individual lives many lives. And it's like, like, what do you mean by that? It's like, because there's many, how should I say that? Spirit of you. All right, so there's many realities that one lives. You may be, think about it, at one time you was a child, you was a toddler, you know what I'm saying? Next you're an adolescent, next you're a preteen, like, and then a young adult, and then an adult. And in each one you're at a different stage. And even more so if you move to different places and move to different areas, you adopt certain behavior patterns and ways of speaking and manners of expression that is particular to that area. All right, and that's the same thing. Like, you know, you live many lives. You go from the entry level laborer to the manager to the CFO, the COO, to the CEO, to owning your own business, entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna things judgment being called in. You know, things are transforming for you. Things are changing for you. See what's on the bottom of the deck. The 5 of Swords. You know, and I'm seeing with him is, you know, how these 2 swords are crossed, but they on their own. Two up and 1 down. So that's reminding me of the Pentacle also. The Pentagram also. Ooh, and if you might not be able to see it, but they got one in the back. They got one in the background. This is a Thelema deck. It's a Thelema Tarot deck for those who are familiar with it. You know, all right, and see, like with this with the 5 of Wands, it's a upright pentacle, so it's a projective force of creation. Now, in order to get to that spot of active creation, we must first have what? We must have the energy. We must call the energy down to us. You know what I'm saying? Which may materialize in the form of coming up with different plans, or, you know, calling in the inspiration to. I just called it ringing in my ear. Getting the inspiration to really, you know, finally do that vision board, or finally go on a limb, or finally message that person back, or finally try to get the funding to be able to create your own business and going out on a limb that's idea you've been having. That's what I'm catching off that. All right, so we're gonna pull a couple cards off the Sufi Oracle deck. Let's see what we couple cards of advice. I've seen about 3 cards pick. I haven't answered. About 3 cards. Messages for the collective. Time to play. Make time to dance and play. All right, and what that does, whenever we do that, we free ourselves up from worry and everything that we got going on when we just let loose. You know what I'm saying? And those forms of carefree expression is one of the best things for manifestation. It really is. It's one of the best things for manifestation. It actually kick it in quicker because you're learning to vibrate at a better level now, at a higher level. You're overcoming your lower vibrational lower vibrational intensity, and you stepping into a higher vibe. You know. All right, give me another message for the collective. Simple pleasures. Look for beauty that's all around you. Yeah, because it's not always what everybody else, you know, it's not always about status and, you know, making sure you're wearing this and doing this. And you got to look like this, act like this and all that. No, but it's finding joy in the simple pleasures. Remember, like with the hermit, you know, people find out when they're older, that's the simple pleasures in life, which means so much. The stuff that you take for granted when you're younger, whenever you get older, God forbid if somebody dies or something like that, and people who've experienced this knows it. You know, when somebody dies, like, man, I wish I could have. Man, I should have really valued that time when we. You know, but whenever you do have people in your life, value them now. I'm not saying put yourself in a toxic situation to where, you know what I'm saying, where you're getting beat down or battered or whatnot, you know, and you're doing all in the name of family or relations. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about feeding to toxic pattern, but I'm talking about doing what you can with your always keep your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries are important. You feel me? But man, going on a limb and checking up on people, you know, you have no idea how much it means to somebody. You know, whenever you go on a limb and just give them a simple compliment or just say something kind to them or go out your way, even if it's not really out your way, but just doing a little something extra for somebody, you know, and they know you have no idea how much that helps them. You know, well, you might if you experience it. I mean, one more card. One more card. Spirit, one more card for the collective. All right. Look, on the back of the deck it says, speak out, communicate, and solve the conflicts. Bro, so, that might be one thing, because that's what the five of wands and the Rider-Waite deck usually is referring to conflicts, you know, so it's like, so speak out, communicate, and solve the conflict. So that's telling me communication. The communication is key. Like I say, communication rule a nation. Communication is where understanding breeds. How am I supposed to know how you feel about a situation if you ain't telling me about it? You just got mad, you know. And that could be like applicable to friendships or relationships, or you know, it might be in a business situation, and then somebody might be playing with you, and to them they just playing, but it really aggravates you, and they keep on playing with you, not knowing that it makes you mad, and they just keep playing because they think, you know, that you don't mind, that you actually playing along, like, but if it's really making you mad, you need to communicate these things before you blow up and lose your job. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got children, or even if you don't have children, if you a breadwinner or not, and you got, man, everybody got the, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to use your you got to think your way out of situations. Yeah, and a lot of times you got to think for other people. And whenever you do that, you come to the solution. I mean, you come to the situation and you find a solution through what? Communication. You know, and turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. Turn over a new page. Ain't that something? All this up in here, doing that spiritual work or whatnot, and allowing things to allowing change to enter into your life. The law of impermanence. The Buddha talking about the law of impermanence. You know, everything is subject to change. The only thing that's constant is change. You know, the person you are today might not be the same person you are tomorrow. Ain't no telling what could happen. Anything could happen, whether good, bad, or neutral feelings, and it's enough to hit you a traumatic experience or an experience that just shoots your joy through the roof and you win $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And what that do? That changed who you was right then and there. Why? Because you hear people say, "Oh, I never changed." And I'm not talking about your behavior patterns and stuff like that, but things happen for a reason by the universe, because it changes, because it's lessons that our soul needs in order to ascend, because we're here for a purpose of learning life lessons. That's what we're here for. We're not here just to feed into the flesh all day, you know what I'm saying? And then when we encounter problems, it's just trying to, you know, get inebriated, getting drunk or whatever, trying to forget our problems, or, you know, doing drugs to try to forget our problems or whatnot. All that does is make you compound your problems and make them worse. You're digging your hole deeper. You know what I'm saying? But it said, turn over a new page. Notice that that's an action word that's talking to you. This is an action that you must take. But about judging by these cards, this is an action that you have been taking in a process of transformation in which you are undergoing at the moment. It says, let love lead the way for change. I remember I say, in the Bible it said God is love. All right, and Jesus said God is spirit. Those who worship must worship in spirit and truth. You know what I'm saying? So that whenever it's talking about like love lead the way for change, so therefore you could say let spirit lead the way to for change, meaning do that spiritual work, working on your spiritual centers, your chakra centers and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And instead of repelling, start attracting to you. Things will come to you at a magnified rate. You know, and that's been my experience, and I've experienced so much through the mercy of the universe, and I'm just so grateful for where I'm at today, because I would not be who I am or where I'm at today if it was not for the instruction which came from spirit. Facts. Well, I hope this helped. I hope y'all receive some type of guidance or whatnot. If it did, don't forget to smash the like button, you know, and if not, it's all good. Man, many blessings to you. Amen.